back then I was obsessed. I just picked it up. It consumed my life after that. Hello. So guess what? I realized that in my other two videos, I didn't even like say what my name was or anything like that. I was just so nervous, and I don't know if you could tell, but I was like really nervous. Anyway, I'm Cece. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today, I wanted to share a little bit about my reading journey, and because the book thing, book talk, booktube, all that stuff is like blowing up, and it has been blowing up for a minute now. So a bunch of people are getting into reading. And I've heard some people that, they were readers before and kind of fell off. And then some people haven't really ever been a reader and now they're like, that's all they do. So I thought it'd be interesting to share about my story a little bit. But yeah, I was one of those people that as a kid, I loved reading. I always had like my paperback little book that I was reading at the time under my pillow. And then when I would go to sleep, I'd like take it out and like read for a little bit and then put it back under my pillow. That was my thing. I loved to read. Some notable things that I remember reading. I remember one of my favorite books, and I think this was like sixth grade, was what's it called? When a Broken Heart Still Beats, or something like that. Where a Broken Heart Still Beats. That was one of my favorite books. And then I remember really liking like The City of Ember, the Junie B. Jones books. Those were one of my favorites as a like littler kid. But I kind of fell off of all of that. And I didn't get into like the Divergent or and you'll see it here. These are my brother's copies, and I still haven't read them. But I plan to because I think I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to get into. But anyway, and then kind of like went off of that. And then Twilight happened, and I was in ninth grade. Everyone in my class was like talking about it, reading it, and like, where are you at? Oh my gosh! And like everyone's so excited about it. And so I was like, I need to figure out what this is about. So I like begged my mom to take me to Walmart. We bought Twilight, literally read it in a day. And I was like, Mom, I'm done. I need the second one now. And she's like, can you just read slower? Because I'm not going to be buying you these books every day. Well, she did because I was very persistent. But yeah, I think it was only Eclipse was out maybe, or was about to come out, like right when I was needing to get it because I finished New Moon, something like that. And then I had to wait for Breaking Dawn, and that was torture. And then the movies came out, and like, everything. Anyway, I was obsessed. I was Team Edward in the books. I mean, I was Team Jacob in the books, and then I was Team Edward in the movies because what was that with Jacob? I don't understand. I watched the movies recently. I did a reread of Twilight recently, and well, recently, like last year, December, and I rewatched each movie as I finished each book, and it's just hilarious. Like, obviously, like to me now, maybe like 3 stars, but back then I was obsessed. I bought all the like teeny pop magazines and cut out all the posters and like had them all in my room. It was a thing for sure. But then after that, yeah, I like stopped reading. I guess I was like, I'm done. This is the best book I've ever read, or the best series I've ever read. I'm done. I don't know. It wasn't like conscious. Just, I graduated high school, started working, like going to school, like all these things. It just fizzles out. And then after that, like, just living my life. I every now and then would pick up a book, but it was like self-help books, like things about like family dynamics and like mental health and stuff like that. Or I mean, do they count like cookbooks? Sometimes they have like stories about food and all that stuff. But it was like very casual, like not like getting into like a fiction book. But then last year, um, I don't know. I just picked it up. I don't know what brought me to do it, but I will say I had seen content like on YouTube, on TikTok when I had it back then. I had seen content about ACOTAR. Like I knew what it was, but when I would see it, I would literally swipe because I was like, I know I'm going to read this at some point. Like it's another one of those like Twilight things where it's like a large following, like a cult classic type situation. I know I'm going to read it at some point, so I would skip all the stuff. So I knew nothing. I knew nothing about it. I don't know what made me like pick up. I picked up the audiobooks, and dude, it consumed my life after that. I was obsessed, and because I didn't like consume any content, I did not know the plot twist from ACOTAR to ACOMAF. Did not know, did not see that coming, did not know. Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my god, this is my new, I am ACOTAR. Step aside, I am ACOTAR. That's how I felt. So, and then after that, like literally after that, it's been book after book after book after book. And I can't stop. And I'm not going to stop because it's amazing. And I remember describing it to friends when I was a child that I loved reading all the time because I'd be at like family functions or whatever, and I'd literally be reading, and people would be like playing outside or talking to other people or something, and I'd be like, this is better. And I would tell them, it's like a movie in your mind. It's like transporting you to other worlds, and they just if you're not a reader, like you don't really get it. And but yeah, that's how I felt. So like book after book after book, and it's just so awesome to like be able to go to different worlds or experience different characters or whatever. I just love it, so I'm never going to stop. All of this to say that because of ACOTAR, I got into looking for like ACOTAR stuff, like ACOTAR, I don't know, merch, is that what you call it? Like stuff. And I learned about the what are these called? Book covers. I wanted to order them, but I think they like sold out like a couple days later or something like that. And then I followed the shop, which I think is literally called the Dusty Shop on Instagram. And then I saw literally like a week later, or like very soon after that, they were like redoing the same book covers with like gold foiling and all this stuff, making them look fancier. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I can finally get it. And I pre-ordered this on Black Friday. Okay, I pre-ordered on Black Friday, and I got this 2 weeks ago now. So in May, I got these. And, I saw there were some people on Instagram that were very upset because it took so long. The owner of the shop like kept people updated about the delays and stuff. And like, I understand, like, stuff happens. You know what I mean? I'd rather get like a really nice product because they waited because of delays than to rush it and get something that's shit and I don't like and I wasted money on. So I'm happy. I was like, oh, they'll come when they come. Like, I'm cool with that. So yay, I got them. I'm super excited about it, and I love the artwork. So let me show you. Okay. So this is the A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I just love it. Look how pretty that is. It has the gold foiling, even the eyes have the gold foiling on the side. And I really like the back of this, the artwork there. And it also, I don't know if that reflected, it has the gold foiling. And so yeah, reading the first book, like I was so um transported, transported into another world, and I loved it so much. And this is Akamath. Look how pretty that is. That is so pretty. I love it so much. And this one's silver foiling. The back. The artist did a really good job. I think the art is stunning. It is so stunning. Like covering half of the book with my hands. I'm so sorry. And the back, look at that. The ships. Ah, so pretty. And this is Court of Frost and Starlight. The dresses are really pretty. It looks like. And then the back. I really like the back. I would like that as like a phone background or something. And then my other favorite. So my favorites are A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Silver Flames. Those are my very favorites, and I can't pick between the two of them, so both are my favorites. So this is what it looks like. Cassian and Nesta. I'm a Nesta lover, by the way. I love Nesta and her character growth. Amazing. I was so inspired to be a better person when I read about her. Not that I was a bad person, but just how she pushed herself to be better, and how Cassian also like expected her and like pushed her to be better. Um, just so beautiful. I can't wait for the next books. Can we please? I don't know when that's happening, but I'm so excited. I love them so much. And right now I have them like stacked in my little corner bookshelf because this bookshelf is not big enough to like display them properly how I want them. But that's okay because at some point, things will happen and they will be displayed. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey, share why ACOTAR is very special to me, and also because of that and the feeling that I have towards it, I got these special book cover things. Oh, and real quick, I almost forgot to show you. Hello, I also got some bookmarks on Etsy that I really, really liked, and I will try to find the shop and link them below in case you want them as well. But this one, obviously, Hello Fair Darling, in the back. Oh, look at that. I love it. So pretty. And then this one, I waited, I don't know how long, like 3 weeks for this thing to come in from, I don't know, like Croatia or somewhere far away. It says, I will find you again in the next world, in the next life, and we will have that time, I promise. Iconic. Iconic. And then look at the back. Look how pretty that is. Oh, look at that. I love it so much. Okay. I just had to show you because I realized that I forgot to share them, and that's literally a crime. Literally a crime. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And yeah, let me know what was the like one series or the one book that got you into reading. Tell me if you got into reading as an adult or came back to it, or yeah, why are you here? How'd you find me? Let me know. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.